I'm Jonny May and welcome to Piano with Jonny. In this course, you're going to learn how to solo in a Latin jazz style in a minor key. Now, this course actually accompanies my original jazz composition, Sugar Cubes, which you can also find on Piano with Jonny. Now, soloing is so much fun, but a lot of people think they can't do it. They think you have to have something special, you have to have a special gift. And the truth is, soloing can be taught. There was a time I didn't know how to solo, and I had a wonderful jazz teacher, and he showed me the tricks. And now it's my turn to give them to you. So in this course, you're going to learn a lot of wonderful things, starting with a Cuban Latin groove. And I'm going to show you some very common chords that we use in this style, starting with this progression. It's very typical. How to play it in a Cuban style. I'm going to teach you 7 awesome licks. They're single note and double note licks and riffs for the right hand that sound really cool. I'll show you a couple of these. You're going to learn 5 awesome high driving right hand octave patterns. These are montuno type patterns, and these really drive the rhythm. Here's one of them. I'm going to teach you 4 melodies that you can use as the basis for your own melodic solos. These are simple, short melodies that you can draw inspiration from and develop your own ideas from. And lastly, I'm going to teach you 4 super flashy riffs, or rather runs down the piano. And you can throw these in your solo, and these just make people's jaw drop. These are 4 of my favorite ones, and I'll show you one of them. So you're going to learn all of these. By the end of this lesson, you're going to have a great bag of tricks. You know, every pianist has a bag of tricks, and they pull these riffs and these licks out, and you're going to have a ton of tricks to pull out, as well as you're going to have lots of inspiration to draw from as you develop your own solos, and the confidence. When you end this course, you're going to feel confident that, hey, you could develop your own ideas. So I look forward to teaching you this lesson, and let's hop in. All right, so now we're going to get into the really fun part. I'm going to show you 7 really fun single and double note riffs. Now, a riff is the same as a lick. They both basically mean the same thing. But a riff or a lick is a short musical idea. Classical musicians oftentimes refer to this as a motif. But it's a short musical idea that can be repeated over and over again, or it can be developed and repeated in other octaves of the piano or in other notes. Or riffs can be combined to create larger phrases. So a riff might be something like, let's see. Just a repeated pattern. You can do it again and again. You can do it up high. A lot of times I'll play a high riff that sounds, awesome, but it's just the same thing, Kind of has this like real awesome aggressive attack to it, but it's actually not that hard. So 7 riffs. I'm going to show you one at a time. We're going to use the shells on the bottom. So using these voicings here, really simple. Remember the rhythm is 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and we're going to use this the entire time. I will show you the riffs with the other patterns, some of the other patterns, but the key here is just getting it with these shells. So first riff, this is riff number 1, and it goes like this. And that starts on the off beat. So you're not starting on beat 1. So the rhythm is 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Okay? So with the left hand, it would go something like this. The timing of the hands here, I'm going to show you how these hands line up. Left hand starts. These line up. Now, the notes, let me show you the notes. I didn't show you the notes here on the riff. So we've got A, C, D. We do an up slide to E flat. This is part of the blues scale. And we use 3 to 4. Then we come back down on the D. And this is a little triplet figure here. C, D, C, A. Okay? Pretty simple. Okay, so let's put the hands together here. So left hand starts 1 and 2 and these line up. 3 and 4 and. So that last D and F sharp goes with the triplet figure. Let's do that again. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay? Then the same thing we're going to do on B7, B minor 7, flat 5 to E7. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So let's do it at a nice slow tempo and then we'll speed it up. Here we go. 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2. All right, and full tempo. Here we go. 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4. So that's a lot of fun to play. That's riff number 1. Riff number 2 is the same as riff number 1, but we're going to harmonize it. We're going to harmonize it with that G, okay? And this is another really cool technique when we're forming riffs, is oftentimes we'll just take a simple idea and then throw one of the notes in of the A minor chord, A, C, E, or G, and we can put that on top of the riff, okay? This is very common in forming riffs. In this case, we're going to pick a note that's nearby. We don't want to pick like a C. That's way too far, but we could use the A. That's a cool sound, but we're going to use the G, the 7th. It's a really cool sound. So again, same notes on the bottom, and then we're hitting G with all of these. Okay, and then the triplet roll, that's going to be by itself. Okay? And this one's kind of tricky to get that up slide with the G. And the motion, you're going to hit the D and the G together and immediately slide that E flat. So the G goes with the D, but it's a quick slide up, come back down. I like to come down with the 3rd finger, and that frees up your 2 finger for that little triplet. So I use 2 on the C, D, slide up to the 3, back down with the 3, and then you're back with the triplet. Okay, let's do that with the left hand. We're going to go about, we'll go slowly once, medium, and then regular tempo once. 3 and 4 and. All right, and how about full tempo? 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So let's do riffs 1 through 3. I'm going to show you now with a couple of the other left-hand patterns. I'm going to go briefly over each one. So let's start with riff number 1. We're going to do it with a comp 4-note voicing. This is if you were playing with a bass player, or you don't even need a bass player, but it doesn't have the root in the chord, but it's a kind of a cool sound. So here's riff number 1 with that comp voicing. Okay, here it is with the walking bass line. Okay, here we go. 3, 4. Okay, that's a tricky one because you have those weird offbeats. All right, let's do the root chord. And again, a little review. Okay, here it is with riff number 1. 3, 4. So really cool sound. They're all a lot of fun to play. We're going to keep moving on here. Riff number 1 again, harmonized with the G, starting with the comp voicing here. Man, that sounds so cool. That's legit right there. That's as jazzy as it gets. Let's do the walking bass line. 3, 4. And then the root chord. 3, 4. Cool stuff. Hey, that was a lot of fun to show you this awesome Cuban Latin jazz style. I love playing this style, and I hope you enjoyed playing it as well. If you want the full course, you can find that on my website, Piano with Jonny, and it is fully comprehensive of this style. I teach 7 amazing licks and riffs. I teach those right-hand patterns, those flashy runs, the left-hand comp patterns. By the end of the lesson, you will have everything you'll ever need to know about Cuban Latin jazz and soloing in a minor key. So check that out, and I hope you enjoyed this lesson. You are now equipped to go play for any dance party. You can go to Cuba and tote yourself as the latest and greatest Cuban jazz pianist. Don't do that. Anyway, hey, it was fun. It was great. I loved it, and I'll see you in the next lesson. Take it easy.